Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our next segment on the principle of restoration through indemnity. And where we left off in our previous segment, we were talking about Adam and the reviving of one dead Adam being the substance of the mission of the Messiah, or the coming of the Messiah. And that the fall of man was through Adam's bad conditions. Adam was transformed from a living Adam to a dead Adam via his own bad conditions. And that the history of restoration was a process of reversing those bad conditions through indemnity. And that was the responsibility of each central figure of that 4,000 biblical years leading up to the coming of Christ, be it Abel, be it Noah, be it Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and on, Moses, Joshua, Judges, Kings, prophets, and culminating with John the Baptist. Each are given the same responsibility, and that is to reverse, through indemnity, the bad conditions that transformed a living Adam into a dead Adam. And so by transforming, or rather by reversing those bad conditions, it in substance symbolizes the resurrection of one dead Adam to a living Adam. That's the purpose of the indemnity conditions that are to be laid down by each of these central figures. So the revival of the dead Adam, of course, isn't the literal revival of the literal person, but it is the foundation for a new living Adam to come into the world. That's the foundation for the Messiah. That is who the Messiah, the Christ, is, who comes then to be the agent of regeneration, the conduit through which the descendants of the dead Adam are born again, change their lineage, and come into the lineage of a new, living, righteous Adam. This is what we have studied thus far in the history of restoration, the principle of restoration. So we mentioned that we had to have a closer understanding of Adam's responsibility. In other words, to understand the bad conditions that he made, we have to understand in what manner did he fail, thus what was his responsibility. And as we know, and as we've studied, Adam was to go through this growing period, maintaining faith, and then achieving the position as true descendant of God, true son of God, and from which he would inherit God's love, life, and lineage. So Adam had two areas of responsibility. Of course, the first area was that he would maintain faith in God's Word at all costs. And this is what we studied in the principle of creation on the growing period, that God had set up an environment for Adam and Eve to transcend natural law, to elevate out of the realm of creature and into the realm of descendant and into the divine realm. And the faculty for that was centering on God's commandment not to eat the fruit. And the commandment not to eat the fruit would then be a catalyst to their capacity to exercise faith. They would incorporate that faith into their life, exert dominion over their bodies of flesh, transcend natural law, and enter into the divine realm of love, life, and lineage. That was the process of growth. That was Adam's first responsibility, to establish what we call a foundation of faith by demonstrating keeping faith in God's Word, the commandment. So that was Adam's first point in terms of his responsibility. The second was to establish what we refer to as a foundation of substance. So having solidified the foundation of faith, then what would have been substance is that Adam would then transcend this realm of creature and enter into the realm of true son, inheriting God's authority, and thus be the conduit through which God's sovereignty, dominion, as per the third blessing, would be established, not just over Adam and Eve as the true parents and over their children and family, but the extending sovereignty of God would manifest through the family, society, nation, and world. So this elder son's, first son's dominion is key. And Adam lost that dominion. And of course, as we studied in the Fall of Man lecture, there was a change of order in the Garden of Eden. Initially, the archangel enjoyed a limited, conditional authority over Adam and Eve. But as Adam and Eve were growing, then there was a significant moment of change of order. And Adam and Eve inherit the authority of God, centering on the commandment and exercising of the commandment. And of course, when we enter into the Garden of Eden story, this is really the point where the archangel is contesting that authority, centering on Eve, centering on Adam. And so, unfortunately, Adam and Eve come under a competing sovereignty of the archangel, thus becoming Satan, a counter authority to God. So, simply put, this was the two areas of Adam's bad condition. First bad condition, which transformed him from a living Adam to a dead Adam. First bad condition is he lost faith in God's Word. That's number one. He lost the foundation of faith with God. And the second bad condition is he lost the foundation of substance. He lost the elder first son's authority and dominion which he was to inherit from God. And as a result of this bad condition, not only did Adam die, but in fact Adam and Eve empowered a competing sovereignty which has exercised its sovereignty, exercised authority and sovereignty through the lineage of the dead Adam. So these two conditions must be reversed. This is the central figure's responsibility. So the foundation of faith and the foundation of substance, these are the indemnity conditions that must be reversed through the central figure, be it Abel, be it Moses, be it John the Baptist. That is the substance, restoring, reversing the loss of faith in God's Word, restoring the proper dominion in the foundation of substance. When these two conditions are achieved, then that will serve as the foundation for the Messiah. So when we examine the Old Testament history of the central figures, we're going to be able to pinpoint where the foundation for the Messiah was achieved. And then we'll be able to see that the birth of Jesus as the sinless Son of God is directly linked to that foundation. So we'll conclude our study on this. When we come back in our next segment, we'll begin to examine this principle in substance as it manifests in Adam's family and through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and we'll pinpoint where the foundation for the Messiah was made in the biblical history leading up to Jesus. So this will conclude this segment. I hope this was meaningful for you. Have a nice day, and God bless you.